Hey everyone, this is Scott, Great Scott on most forums I'm on. And about a year ago I did a quick review and chat about this Kyosho Blizzard. And it's been one of those off and on projects. I've done a little work here, a little work there, and getting back into snow season up here in the Great Northwest. So I've decided to dust it off and do some work on it. I've done some exterior work. I put in this winch, fair lead, just kind of a tester thing, see what I could do with it. I did put I believe it's an 1/8 inch piece of polycarbonate underneath here to stiffen this up and to make it more rigid so this can actually have some pulling power. And it did okay. Things didn't quite line up between the fair lead and the winch, but it worked for as much as I wanted it to. I also did some lights and put in lights in the back, and I put in the lights in the front, and I have these guys powered off their own BEC just so that there's no problems with the ESC. So in running this thing, pretty disappointed all the way around with just the power. It's a cool truck and it's cool to run, but it's a very difficult truck to run. And you know, I saw videos and people were complaining about it, and I thought it was just they weren't used to skid steer. No, pretty much it's the truck. The first thing I did is replace the motors. I put in Traxxas 380 motors, and that increased power, but there was just this great big difference between one track to the other. I could have one track, this guy fully pegged, and basically steer with this one, either go full throttle and turn it that way, or just back it off and turn it this one. I'm using a DX6i, so I recalibrated everything and it still didn't solve it. I swapped motors, still didn't solve it. So it kind of pinpointed it to that ESC for that side was a little funky. So I decided to do some surgery on it, and I gutted it. Went with two of these. They're a Hobby Wing 1060 brushed waterproof ESCs, and just a set of them. And like I said, I'm running them off of this guy right here. I'm sorry, DX6E. The power, especially with these 380 motors, is just night and day. There's a little bit of difference at full throttle between one track to the other, but it's just slight, and you just notice it as it's further it goes. You know, you kind of notice it does this real slow arc. But now there's just a good amount of power. Also, with the and here's the stock ESCs. These guys had this huge deadband, and once it would start up, it was just instant jerk one way or instant jerk the other way. So trying to control this guy at low speed was really, really annoying. You just couldn't do it that well. You get it on snow and it would be okay, but still, I mean, it still sucked. So threw these guys in here, and it's just a night and day difference on how well it performs. This is just I think this is a 1/16 inch piece of polycarbonate down here I put for a base, and I use this Traxxas waterproof boxes. I love Traxxas waterproof boxes because they're really, really good. Traxxas did a good job on these. And then with the X controller for the DX6E, this thing is just a totally different RC. And before it was kind of frustrating to run, and now it's fun to run. I can't wait to get it on the snow, because as I said before, it was very difficult to control at low speeds. Now you've got nice low speed, you can actually control it, and it's predictable. That was another thing, it wasn't terribly predictable last time. So, and I've seen a lot of crazy stuff that people have done with this thing. Brushless ESCs and all other kinds of stuff. And one thing I did want to do is keep this thing somewhat economical. These guys at the local hobby shop are 28 bucks each. And with that, the box, and of course the radio, I'm actually using larger Jinzei's packs. This is just here to have it powered up. Yeah, it's just a completely night and day RC, and I really like running it now. One other thing about using these guys vice this is this guy is not LiPo compatible. These guys are. So I can run LiPos without having to use a LiPo alarm. So bonus there. Never was really that thrilled with the whole snowplow thing, so it's kind of disabled here. I've left the mechanism here just in case I decide to do something with it, but to do that I'd have to basically bend the arm up. I'm kind of already using the servo as for my wiring harness, so yeah, might see about doing something. Something else that I noticed about this guy is that it was really noisy. The gears were just ungodly noisy, and I went through and I put some real light machine oil on all the bushings in here and just let it soak down in. And when I did that, most of the noise went away. I mean, it still makes noise, but it's not terrible at all. So beyond this, I think my next step in all this is to get a hard body to go on here. This body's okay. It looks all right, but I really want something different, and you know, put bumpers on it and basically just look like a car that you put tracks under. So that is it. If you have any questions, please post them up. I'm not a big fan of snow, but this whole thing's kind of got me looking forward to it with all the mods I've done on it, and can't wait to actually get it in some of the powder to see how it performs. So yeah, if you got any questions, post them up.